And then we get into the gray area, the 700C area. Is this fixed gear freestyle?
Big wheels, big tires, Barspin clearance.
All these are pretty much crossover tricks. You can do these on a track bike, or you can do these on a big boy FGFS bike. A bunny hop, very simple. It's when you jump the bike.
Two wheels have to leave the ground. Two wheels.
And not at the same time. Just front end up, back end up. At the same time, that's not really a trick. There's different types of bunny hops you can do. You can tuck it, nuts behind the seat. You could do a Bronco or a Congo where you hump the stem.
Looks pretty fucking cool, dude.
You impregnate the stem. You could do a nasty tuck, which is where like you put that top tube into your knee, essentially.
You get that wet dikey look.
Nasty makes it look sick. Have you ever heard the term a skip check, a pedal set, a pedal stroke, if you're the FOD guys? This is when you're approaching an obstacle.
And you gotta set your feet for the right position. You just use your straps, you pick up your back wheel and leave your front wheel on the ground, and you put your pedals where you want them to be.
Say if I'm like left foot forward and I need my left foot forward to do a trick, I have to prepare for that. I have to set my feet up for that. Because if my right foot is forward when I'm about to go off this stair set or whatever, I can't do the trick. So that's what skip checking / pedal setting / pedal strokes are.
And if you're just a fucking beast and you never need to use this and you just win every single trick both feet style, good on you.
Yeah, shout out Wonka. Wonka used to go down handrails, switch foot.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts.
He's insane. We talked about pickup bars earlier, but now there's a hot bar spin. Or just a bar spin, a lot of people would call it, especially if you got BMX background. That's where you bunny hop and throw the bars. Big advance. You can do it on a track bike. It's possible. Your wheels won't like you very much, but you can do it. Just land back wheel.
Get some tubes.
Get some thicker tires. Get some 32Cs. Get some 35Cs. We've got 180s.
Very yummy.
You bunny hop, but turn your whole body 180 degrees. And your bike, not just your body.
You could spin two directions on a 180. Your normal spin would be right foot forward, you spin to the left. Your fuck foot spin would be right foot forward, spin to your right hand side.
Traditionally, you want to spin the opposite way that your footing is. Left foot forward, go right. Right foot forward, go left. I'm fuck footed. I have my left foot forward and go left, and Deacon's normal. If you're just learning 180s, I'd recommend doing it the regular way. It'll help you out and save you some time in the long run. There's also two types of 180s. There's a Japan 180 or a regular 180.
Very steezy, very good, coupled with sliders. So it's where you carve and then you pick up your front and your back wheel at the same time in one movement. Pull up, use your straps.
Yeah, very strap reliant on this one. That's the first way I learned how to 180. You've landed your 180. How do you get out of it? So if you've ever seen someone just turn that wheel and then go out, it's called a slider. You just skid the front. It's like a front wheel skid. You go from backwards to forwards.
Turn that shit sideways, make that shit come around.
There was a lot of debate early Fixie calling it sliders versus smoothies. So you could call it a smoothie, but you're stupid if you do.
It's a slider.
It's a slider. Now, if you've ever seen somebody rolling backwards and they pick up both wheels at the same time to go forward, it's called a half cab.
It's a pretty steezy maneuver.
Very helpful. It's like easier if you're going faster. Different strokes for different folks. Some people like sliders, some people like half cabs. Whatever you choose. Usually it depends on my footing for me. Sometimes they feel one or the other feels better. Old school trick, I don't see it enough anymore though because I still think it's really sick, is a one hand 180.
Wrist breaker.
Wheel breaker. Fork breaker. Because you have to land that shit with your wheel sideways. And your bike doesn't like that very much. You take that hand off, keep your inward hands, the hand that you spin towards on, and you just do a Japanese 180 slider.
It's an interesting maneuver.
Yeah, it's advanced, but if you can do it, tag us, because I want to see that shit. It's cool. The no-foot wheelie, dangle the little toesies off.
Very famous by Slumworm.
Yep. Slumworm, Matt Spencer.
Pop it up, hang your toesies, wheelie around, use them as a pendulum. Shit's mad hard.
That's pretty much the only way that a fixed gear can do a manual.
Yes.
So you can call it a fixie manual, or you can call it a no-foot wheelie. A backlash, when you do the 180, but you land on the back wheel and you roll backwards a little bit and then pull it around. Typically in a backlash, you would do a 180 in and
a half cab out.
If you don't do the half cab out though, and you just pull it around and ride off forward, it's a 3-tap. 180, but you just pivot on the back wheel and bring it around. Very possible on Fixie, also like a stepping stone into learning 360s. Back into sliders. You ever seen this dude on Instagram called Law Landy Sparks do these crazy
freaking tight
front wheel thingies? It's called a dropout slider. His feet are chilling on his dropouts and he's just going backwards and sliding all around.
Takes one foot off sometimes, looks pretty fucking tight. He can go downstairs.
Wild. I can do them, just not very good.
Watch your toes.
Yeah, watch your toes. You don't want your spokes to hit them. Similar to the Andy Sparks slider, aka dropout sliders, the peg slider, where it's the same exact thing, but your feet are on your pegs. You ever seen this dude named Brother Lenich do crazy sliders too? Mm-hmm. He does them different though. He's rolling backwards and he tucks his nuts behind his seat. It's like a slumworm wheelie.
But he's going backwards.
Yep, and dragging that wheel. And that's called a super slider, dubbed by him. Shout out to Brother Lenich. We talked about 3-taps earlier. Now, what if you throw a bar spin in that 3-tap? So you do 180, pivot around, throw a bar spin.
Very cool maneuver.
You call it a 3-tap bar, or you call it a Fixie truck driver.
Go watch Eric Puckett do this motherfucking trick. It's nuts.
Classic. That was like 2009.
That's what I'm saying.
The famous Ed Wonka developed a very signature style.
You just go mad fucking fast, and you do a fat ass, you do basically the pull up while you're moving, and then you do a whip skid in the middle of it. So it's a crazy ass looking trick.
The wheelie skid, you could call it, the Wonka skid, either one.